Water. We are surrounded by it, yet we often take it for granted. Oceans, seas, and lakes, ponds, wetlands, reservoirs, and even puddles. Every day we use water to take a shower, to drink, to cook, to do the dishes, to flush the toilet, to wash our hands, and even to play in. We even have plastic bottles to cart around in case we get thirsty. Throughout the world, nearly 30% of all people do not have access to a safe water source. Globally, at least 2 billion people drink water contaminated with feces. Every day, 2,200 children die from extreme dysentery and diarrheal diseases due to poor water sources. In the United States, did you know that Americans use more water in a single day than oil in an entire year? You heard me right. The average American uses more water in a 5-minute shower than most people in the developing world use in an entire day. While the struggle for oil highlighted the 20th century, it will be the struggle for clean water that will define the 21st century. Known as the Pearl of the Antilles, Haiti is a country of both stunning beauty and abject poverty. With a population of over 11 million people, Haiti is a classic example of a country lacking access to safe water sources. A few years ago, Joe Hurston of Air Mobile Ministries moved his family to Haiti to serve as missionaries. Joe is a water expert who spent many years of his life developing a mobile water filtration system for difficult environments like disaster and war zones and impoverished nations like Haiti. In a tiny village outside the capital city of Port-au-Prince, he met a missionary who personally spent thousands of dollars each year on medicine to combat widespread dysentery. Her community lacked running water and indoor sanitation, and people drank water from a contaminated well. In response to this great need, Joe set up a water purification system for the village. Within a few weeks' time, the widespread dysentery started to disappear. Joe's water ministry became a witness to the village, and the missionary was able to use her resources to open an orphanage rather than to just treat dysentery. Recently, Cherry Law Speaks traveled with Joe Hurston to this small village in Haiti to capture the stories of lives transformed through clean water. Over the years, Joe has strategically placed 347 water systems on the island of Haiti. Today, there are more than 1,800 of these water units in over 25 countries around the world. Understanding the extreme need for clean water and obedience to the Great Commission, Terry Law and Joe Hurston are linking arms to change lives for eternity. In the years past, the two have worked together in Indonesia and Myanmar. In the coming months, they will be working together again in war-ravaged Kurdistan. We have identified several villages in northern Iraq in desperate need of clean water. This is where the mission will begin, but we can't go without your help. For over 50 years, Terry Law has traveled the world sharing the good news of Jesus Christ with those who have yet to hear. But there are still more souls to reach. John 25:35 and 40 says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Join us in reaching the hearts of people around the world by quenching their thirst, physically and spiritually.